Thank you, Susie, for being with us today. This is the Expertise podcast where I interview people that have gone through the Expertise Project program and develop their own programs and monetize their expertise in a different way to enhance their business and to grow their business. And today I'm excited to interview Susie. And Susie Schaefer is a publisher and she's into cause publishing, but her reach expands far beyond that. And I'm very excited to see where her business has gone in the past few months, and I'm excited to see where it goes in the future. So I'm just going to ask her a few questions today. Susie, I'll have you introduce yourself, and since I've introduced your business, you can tell us some more information about what your publishing company is about and what you do and what you stand for and all of that.
Okay, well, thanks, Shelby. I'm excited to be here. I'm Susie Schaefer, founder of Finish the Book Publishing and also Movie Muse Productions. Under Finish the Book Publishing, I help authors create books that get results and give back through cause publishing. Under Movie Muse Productions, I help people take their books and adapt them with screenplays so that they can be pitched to the movie industry.
I even forgot to say about your screenplay stuff. I'm so excited to get into that. That's very exciting.
It's a lot of fun.
Also through this whole project, while Susie was in the Expertise Project, I also worked with her in publishing my book. So I'm in the process of publishing my book and using her resources and network to be able to do that. And it's been an incredible experience. And I'm excited that she's focused this into a program. And so it's very exciting because working within that network needs, many people can use that. And I think that resources can use. So Susie, can you tell me about your experience with the Expertise Project?
Yes, it was fantastic because I had a website and I had done my branding. But really, working with you on the Expertise Project really helped me dive deep into what my branding was all about and really uncover kind of more about my story and how I got into publishing and what my brand represented and all those things to really kind of bring it all together so that I had a very, very clear, concise branding message, which makes my life so much easier because now I know if it doesn't fall within that guideline, it's not accurate. So it really helped me kind of just make that definition so that I can move forward with my business. And honestly, what's going to happen as a result of that is creating a program that's going to be online. We're developing a new website, and then I will have an online self-paced program so that when people want to work with me, if they decide that they aren't ready to be a private client, that they have the opportunity to do the online self-paced program.
I think that's awesome. It just adds so much dimension to your business. And then it also allows you to just reach a larger audience. And in addition to that, does it do any, are you able to raise your prices? Are you able to, can you talk about that a little bit of what adding that dimension does to your business?
Absolutely. So when I add this dimension to my business, it really is kind of the start. Like if you were looking at a roadmap for self-publishing or independent publishing, really it creates that starting point for an author. So they would go through the 4-month program, and then they're going to have options. So coming out of that program, they're going to have the understanding of how independent publishing works, how it stands up to traditional publishing, why you want to do certain things and not others. It's going to teach you all those things that you need to learn about when you're independently publishing your book. But then at the end, you have options. You can either work with me one-on-one as a private client. You may have actually finished your book by the time you finish that program and decide that you need help with book marketing. You might also decide that you want to be involved with another program that I offer, which is a live program. It's 6 months. It's called Behind the Scenes, where I take a group of authors through the entire process, but it's interactive. And at the end, we have a finished anthology where each author contributes a chapter. So you can see that after someone comes through the 4-month program, it gives them options as to what are next steps for you as an author. Essentially, if you take the 4-month program, the online program that we're creating, you could do your own book and be done. I mean, it's that simple because you're going to have all the tools you need. But what you will also know that, okay, here are next steps if you still need assistance. and they still need help getting that book done.
Yeah. I think it's just amazing because it does nothing but add more value to what you do and the credibility piece of what you have, and just allows you to serve more people. And honestly, in my interactions with you on the author side, you help walk people through the process, and it's just so seamless, and because you have such a great network, and I think that's something that's really amazing to take advantage of. So
Yeah, one of the things that we had talked about before is when a lot of people go to independently publish their book, they're saddled with having to find vetted editors, you know, designers, somebody to even help them figure out how to set up their accounts. And so when people work with me, all those things are part of the process. So you don't have to go out and try and find an editor. I will actually introduce you to a couple editors to let you interview them, to see who's a good fit for you. So instead of spending time and money on doing those things, I do it for you. I was speaking before we came on camera here, about an author that she went through 6 editors and was so frustrated because the problem is she was not using someone. It was before she started working with me. So she had her book edited 6 times. And it was extremely frustrating for her because she spent all this time and money going through this process. And really, she still needed editing at the end. So thousands of dollars that could have been spent, elsewhere, to market her book, for example.
right.
So yeah, it makes sense to use somebody who understands the industry and has those connections, because it will save you so much time and money in the end.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why that was the whole purpose of putting together the expertise project, so we can have more of that and just expose more of that. And I think that's a great piece to it. Can you tell me about maybe 1 or 2 big takeaways you had from the program since you went through the whole thing?
Yeah.
You have quite a bit finished already, but there was, I think, that pulling it together. But yeah, a couple takeaways.
Yeah, one of the biggest takeaways for me was really seeing the vision and actually fine tuning what it was going to look like at the end, and figuring out, okay, where is this program going to fit into all of the other things that I offer with my business, and defining my brand and my messaging. Okay, those were 2 big takeaways for me. But really, once I saw the vision and I saw the way it was going to play out, the roadmap per se, it really made so much sense, and that was the clarity that I needed. So that was huge for me.
Oh, that's great. Great to hear. One last question, and then we'll wrap it up. If you were to recommend, or if you wanted to, if somebody were at a point in their business where they were seeking my service, or maybe they're at the point of their business where they didn't know that they needed it, but what would you say to somebody that was in a similar spot that you were before we started working together 4 or 5 months ago?
Well, the first thing I'd say is let me introduce you to Shelby. Because working with you is so easy, and it really did help me define my business much more. So, and there's nothing wrong with having a conversation. There's no commitment to having a conversation. You just
Right.
have the conversation. But I think once somebody talks to you and understands the bigger vision for what their business can be, and how that will actually help them with money that's coming in, like this continual resource of money coming in, which is kind of in the background, which allows you more time and energy to spend on your private clients. So that's huge. And if a business owner is at the point of like where I was in my business, where I'm thinking, okay, I need to figure out how to level up my business, and I'm not sure how to do that, then people need to talk to you, because that's the way to do it.
Well, thank you. That's a good place, and particularly now with my other partnership. So I do want to talk about one more thing and have this on video, so we have this as a part of your interview, because this will feature you as well, so hopefully bring you clients as well. I love the publishing for a cause idea that you have. Can you talk about your connection to that publishing for a cause and what that means, and how you connect with causes? I think that's such a unique piece to your brand. And I think that's something that's really going to draw people to your brand. So can you talk a little bit about that before we go?
Sure. I've always believed that books can create a movement. So when you have a business and you're thinking about doing a book, if you can consider that your book can possibly create a movement or create some kind of social impact, then you need to do that, because that's the way we're going to change the world, right? So what I do is, when I work with people, is I help them figure out, okay, what is part of the mission of your business, which, obviously you help people with the branding, but then once that's established, then we figure out, okay, what's the book about? What's the message? What are you trying to get across to people? And how do we create a movement with that? So it really means going in and looking at those different pieces, identifying that, and then finding an organization or a movement that will make sense to connect to your book. Some people will say a portion of the proceeds will go to this organization. Some people will offer, if they have a sponsorship with a particular organization or a movement, they can offer a whole page in their book. So there are endless opportunities to create social impact by using your book. And making sure that it matches with what your business message is, what your mission is, what your book is about, and make sure that all those pieces connect.
And I'm very excited to unofficially announce that we're going to have a big package coming out to tie it all together, right?
Yes.
The publishing, the editing, the program piece, it's all going to come out together to create that social impact.
Exactly. It's going to be all contained in one little gift.
It's going to be great. I'm so excited.
Very exciting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be good. Well, Susie, thank you for this, and thank you for all the kind words. And I'm very excited to continue to work with you in both my book and to continue to watch your business just explode. So
thank you so much, Shelby. I appreciate it. As always, pineapple love.
Pineapple love. Love that.